What's up guys, my name's Diachronic Heroes here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the faction rally, the different things that are new to the faction rally, as well as the different farming methods for tokens, for ornaments, as well as the different informations about like the Fire Victoria shell that I have gained over this time period. And I know this is kind of late doing it on a Saturday when it goes from the 16th to the 23. By the way, it ends on the 23rd, so you should get going if you want to do these things, but I wanted to get as much research and information as I can before giving you this video. And if you do end up liking this video, make sure to leave a like down below so other people can see it before the faction rally is over. So firstly, let's talk about how to get the different tokens. There's a bunch of different ways. Firstly, the Lost Sector tokens. Due to the exploit on the previous faction rally, token farming on the last event, Bungie has put on a very long cooldown on Lost Sector chests, so that Lost Sectors are a very bad method to get tokens, and you won't get anything if you run on different Lost Sectors legitimately. And I'm saying literally if you do 3 different Lost Sectors in a row, on the 3rd one, you're not going to be getting any rewards. You can only do 2, and then there's like a 20-minute cooldown to do another one. Other ways to get tokens is to do daily faction rally milestones. I think that those give you from like 5 to 10 or something, completing public events. I mean, the destination, 5 tokens per heroic. I think you get less for non-heroic. Opening Lost Sector chests were 3 tokens per chest with a very long cooldown. Quick play Crucible match, I think, is anywhere from like 2 to 7, depending on how long the match is or how random it is. I'm not too sure. Trials of Osiris, or Trials of Nine, I mean, give you tokens as well, very similar to Quick Play. Strikes, anywhere from 5 to 9 tokens per completion, and Nightfall, on the first completion, you get 10 to 18 tokens on that first completion. And then finally, the Raid, I hear, gives you it, I think, 5 to 10 on the different parts. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've been hearing. As far as new weapons for the event, firstly, there's the new sidearm that's on each one of the vendors. It's a very disappointing pool, and from what I understand, the 3 different weapons that you can win, the Loquitur, the Doubt, as well as the Hollow Earth from the different factions, those are all new weapons as well, and whichever faction wins, you'll be able to buy theirs for cheaper, and that weapon will go into their pool for the next faction rally. So literally every faction rally, we're going to have one new weapon that gets cycled into the pool that's the winning weapon, and then one new weapon that gets cycled into the new winning slot for us to have. Obviously, this is very annoying because this makes this pool very diluted and not have very many good things in it, and it's not really worth it to farm out, but from my understanding, that's how it's going to work. And right before I get into the farming methods and whatnot, I just wanted to talk about the new cosmetics. You've got the ship, the ghost, the sparrow, as well as the new shaders in it, which I believe some of them, I think the ship you need to pledge to that certain faction 3 times. The ghost and the sparrow, I think you need to pledge maybe once or twice to them. I already pledged twice, so I don't know what number it is. If you guys could help me in the comments down below. It's possible that they require a certain number of pledges to be entered into the pool, but you need to pledge a certain number of times. You get an emblem this week that will show you how many times you pledged to that certain faction, so make sure you guys get that and you'll know exactly how many times. Before we get into the farming, lastly, I want to talk about how you can directly purchase armor directly from those faction vendors. Every 2 engrams that you get from them, it will unlock a new one that you can purchase. It's very similar to the way Shax, as well as Vala, as well as the guy in the lighthouse does it. Every 2 engrams you cash into them, you'll have a new thing that you can buy from them. It's not that different. And of course, this is very important because there's actually a couple of milestones that you need all armor pieces, as well as the fact that having all armor pieces make it a lot easier to do some of the farming parts. Alright, so with that taken care of, let's talk about firstly the token farming methods. I would say firstly, do your Nightfall. Getting 10 to 18 tokens on your first completion is a nice amount, or wait until you want to do that for your ornament, getting all those pieces on it. And of course, after that, what I found to be the best is either just doing strikes or public events. Pretty sure you can do public events a lot faster. I think I did maybe 3 public events in 20 minutes just by doing that public event thing. If you do not know, there's still this public event glitch where if you're flying solo and you're not with a team, head into a public event, finish it as fast as possible, grab the chest, and as soon as you finish, teleport back to the location that's nearest it, and you will spawn in a new instance that might actually be still doing that public event. Go over to that public event, finish it with those people, and keep doing that until it seems like there's no more public events, no instance that still has it going on. Usually you try 2 or 3 times. If it doesn't show up on those times, it's pretty much over, then you can move on to the next one. And pretty much that's my method. Public events seem to be the best. It's a guaranteed 5. You can also get the different, the extra public events in the area, the ones you just have to stand in the control point. Literally just being in the area, you'll get credit for it while other people are doing it. So overall, it's really good. If you're rolling with a team, you can actually do one person does the public event, everyone shoots into it so they get credit, then the other people go do the other public event, the control point one, and you can get a lot of tokens really fast if you work together. Moving on to the new armor ornaments. There's a bunch of different ways of getting these ornaments. I'm going to be displaying on screen the different ways of getting each one of these ornaments, what they look like, the different methods that you need to do. It would be really helpful to look at this as like a guide of whenever you're doing it on the planet. If you forget, oh hey, what do I have to do for dead orbit? Oh, for my gauntlet, oh yeah, I have to do 15 lost sectors. I keep forgetting it's lost sectors for dead orbit. If that's ever happened to you, it's happened to me constantly. Just go head over to this website in the description down below. It's a Dolphy link, or just look at the images on screen now. This is directly from their website. It really helped me out in understanding what I needed to do, as well as the fact that you can actually check your progress on these. If you have the armor in your inventory, just inspect the armor, go to the ornament section, preview the ornament, and it should say the progress right there, as well as the fact that it's right when you complete it, it will appear on your screen and you'll know when to stop doing that. Without further ado, let's talk about the different things you have to do and my favorite methods of getting them. Firstly, the helmet, which is the same on every single faction, is going to be completing a Nightfall while wearing a full set of New Monarchy armor. Now this one is very obvious. You just have to have every single armor piece, which is why you're going to need every armor piece in the end anyways. So just start cashing in engrams. Once you get enough engrams, you still have to be able to purchase the ones that you're missing. Just continually cash in engrams until you have every single one. Go to the Nightfall, finish it with a full set. It's not that complicated. Next one is going to be chests, creating orbs of light, as well as the fact that the legs, which is super kills in the EDZ, as well as the gauntlet, completing 15 patrols in the EDZ. You can pretty much do these at the same time. I was doing public events, patrols, getting super kills in the EDZ. I recommend picking the super that can get you the most kills as possible. If you get the super kills first, then I would recommend going to the one that gives you the most orbs. For example, if you're a hunter, I would recommend doing the arc staff with Radiant Flux on, trying to get as many super kills as you can with it. If you get the super kills first, then switch over to a tether, and then you can get a lot of orbs really quickly. I've also tested the Masterwork orbs. For the most part, I would say that they don't count, but it's also possible that the super kill orbs are worth a lot more for percentage than the regular Masterwork orbs, and I might have not have tested it very much, but it seems like the Masterwork orbs either count for very little or they don't count at all. And then finally, the class item is claiming 5 rewards that belong in a New Monarchy. This one should not be that difficult. You should pretty much need to do this to be able to get the helmet, which is the Nightfall with a full armor set, unless you've literally been farming super hard the last 2 faction rallies. And then finally, for patrols, I didn't mention anything for the gauntlet. 15 patrols on the EDZ. This one, I would recommend doing the kill quest, which is going to be the ones you just kill enemies, or doing the location quest that have you go to a certain location and stand there. I recommend avoiding the tetrahedrals, which is the one where you have to kill certain people for their droppings. This one often is very difficult. Sometimes it says kill scions, 11 of them, and there's only 2 in the area, and you have to wait for them to respawn. So I would recommend staying away from that. It's kind of a waste of time. And of course, along the way, make sure you do public events. It's very important you do public events so you can get super kills, you can get all the different type of orbs that you can get, lots of different other things for Future War Cult. There's a lot of really big one there, what I'm talking about very soon. Coming up into Future War Cult, actually, is the helmet. Do the Nightfall with the full set. Very straightforward. Chest, getting power weapon kills. If you want the most power weapon kills the fastest, I recommend public events with Glimmer Extraction. Whatever planet you want, I was doing it on the EDZ, do the Glimmer Extraction ones, and you get a buttload of heavy ammo. For some reason, they drop in like 8 different orange health enemies that each drop heavy ammo. Just start unloading with your heavy weapons and get a ton of heavy weapon kills, or I guess they call them power weapon kills. I found this to be the best method, as well as the fact that the gauntlet requires you to do 15 public events. So just start farming public events with these guys, and it shouldn't be that much problem. For the legs, you have to get grenade kills in strikes. I did the grenade kills first. This one didn't take as long as I thought it would. It was somewhere between like 50 and 75 kills. Or something like that, maybe closer to 100. It was, you know, a lot compared to what I thought it was going to be initially, but the precision one on Dead Orbit was a lot longer. So for this one, just try running double grenades if you have the Titan or any grenade that's really powerful, that gets lots of little enemies, and just go for as many of those little enemies as you can. And of course, for the class item, make sure you claim 5 rewards for Future War Call. Again, same for every single faction. And of course, finally, Dead Orbit, which actually has a really nice ornament. I think that the Titan one actually looks really dope. I feel like I'm like fighting Predator, and I've got like streaks of blood or white on me, and I'm like, I will just die. Anyways, coming in first, helmet, complete the Nightfall wearing the full set of Dead Orbit, pretty straightforward. Getting precision kills, which is the one that I feel takes the longest. It was like 100 or 150 kills, which is precision hits. Try using the scout rifles like the Midnight or the Better Devils. I prefer anything that can have a good fast one shot. I personally was using the Vanguard auto rifle, the origin story with the Axiom war rig thing, so I can just keep loading ammo into my clip. I was trying to get as many of those kills as I could. I think I also had match to work, so I was just pumping out orbs for everybody around me, getting those supers and whatnot, so it was a whole lot of fun. And of course, the hardest one, I think, is going to be the Gauntlet, which is the 15 lost sectors on any planet but the EDZ. So, on the thing, it doesn't say any planet but the EDZ, it says not on the EDZ. Technically, that means just don't go on Earth, and you should get credit. And that's what it means. It's going to be the same for the leg, just don't be on the EDZ if you're doing dead orbit. And I don't know why they did this. It's probably because they wanted people to not be all on the EDZ, but that's what it says. So if you want to do dead orbit, just don't go on the EDZ. 15 lost sectors. Again, the best strategy for doing this is do 2 lost sectors. I was doing Titan because I had the Fire Victorious shell, which I'll talk about in just a little bit, which increases your chance of getting consumables and rewards and whatnot. And just do 2 of those and then go do something else for a while. Go do some public events, go do some Crucible, maybe even switch characters and go to a different class, because for some reason every 2 lost sectors you gotta wait like 20 minutes before you can get credit and get more of them. Technically, I think you can do the lost sector and get credit for this ornament, but you don't get any faction tokens on completing it. So I thought, you know, if we're still doing all the other ones, might as well space it out as much as possible. So again, every 20 minutes, do 2 lost sectors and then go do something else for a while. And of course, legs get melee kills on any planet but the EDZ. This one I feel like came in like a fourth of the amount that for precision kills. So maybe 30, 40 kills for this one instead of the, you know, 150 you need for precision kills. I would recommend focusing on the precision kills, and if guys are next to you, start going on a punching spree. If you find a lot of thralls, start going on a punching spree. A lot of little guys, just start going on punching spree, and you should not have any problem with this one. This one actually goes pretty quickly. And of course, lastly, the class item claim 5 reward and grants belonging to dead orbit, and you should be able to get this one no problem. And of course, finally, the last thing I wanted to talk about, the Fire Victorious shell. A lot of people are having problems with this because you literally have to buy it with bright dust to be able to get it from it. Technically, it's been in the pools for a really long time. It is not new, so it's not a big thing to get upset right now, but Eververse is selling it right now. So if you guys want to get more credit for your strikes, for your Crucible, as well as the Moon Titan, for any future event that you're doing, you can technically get it now, and it might be worth it in the end, but for the most part, for 2,850 bright dust, I would not recommend it. And here's why. Firstly, I'm still very unsure on how it works. My understanding is it gives you a random amount of different tokens after completing certain events. Like if you complete certain events on the Moon Titan, you're supposed to get random extra amounts. If you're completing strikes, you're getting random extra amounts, but it's actually just a chance on some of those things, and it's kind of random. I'm not too sure if this was the cause. I'm still unsure on the cause. For some reason, at some point, I was getting 2, maybe 5, maybe 12, maybe 15 extra tokens from events that should not be giving these many tokens. It's possible that I'm getting it from something else, but while doing farming on the Titan Moon, I was getting a ridiculous amount of extra tokens randomly, and I could not pin down what it is, and I could only attribute it to the actual Fire Victorious shell. So after completing the public event control points on Titan, I was getting a random amount of extra rewards, as well as getting random extra rewards after completing regular public events or after getting lost sectors. I remember one public event I finished, I got 2, 5, and 15 tokens drop, all at the exact same time. The 5 was from the heroic public event, the 2 I have no idea, and of course the 15 literally out of nowhere, and I'm trying to figure out why this is, and I still can't figure it out. After completing a public event a different time, I went to do the control public events. Once I completed that 4th one, I got 2 plus 12 on the finishing one, and that's because the 4th one is supposed to give you an extra one. Each one of those give you 1, and the last one gives you 2 because it's the last one, and you get a chest, and then randomly I get a 12. And I'm not sure if this is the Fire Victorious shell. I could be crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if this is crazy, and of course, if there's something else that I should know, but it seems like this is kind of weird and random, and I'm not sure how to understand it. Anyways, that's a video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. I apologize for ranting a little while. I know this video is a little bit long here, but I wanted to get you as much information as I could. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did like it, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for more future Faction Rally kerfuffling in the future. My name's the Nightchronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.